Hey guys, Random Gamer J here. Haven't made a video in ages, and I made a new channel, so that's kind of been getting my attention. But today we're gonna play a little bit, not a lot, of a game I picked up a few weeks ago, Sonic 4 Episode 2. My history with Sonic, brief history. I played Sonic 3 multiple times, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, of course, Hypersonic and all that. Sega. Kinda loud. Maybe not for you. So I guess we'll leave it alone. What volume is it? We'll leave it alone. For the record, it's loud. I'm lowering it. Just so you guys know, it is actually kind of late. It's after 10 right now, so not the prime time to be recording videos, but so that I don't, neglect my channel anymore, let's make some videos. History with Sonic. I played a bunch of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Hypersonic, all that, just said that. And then I didn't play many of the other older Sonic games. I went to the 3D Sonics and liked most of the first couple of them, and then, well, they started, doing what they did. And then I went back and played the classics, loved the classics, and Generations was the best game in the world, and platinum Sonic 3 and Knuckles when I got those and downloaded them and stuff. But let's talk about the game at hand. So here we're on the the select your stage thing. You see I have 22 lives because this game is very easy. At first, the first few stages are very easy. It's very easy to get lives. I have all the emeralds, which means yes, I did beat special stage 7. For those of you who understand why I said it that way, let me just tell you right off the bat, it took me an hour. So I already beat the first world completely. I beat the first 3 stages of the snow area. But just for the sake of the video, we'll show you the first area so I could talk a little bit. And so yeah, with Sonic, I played episode 1 at a friend's house because I heard so many terrible reviews. I didn't even want to bother, spending my money on it. Let someone else waste their money. Ha ha ha. And yeah, that game was terrible. I beat about like 2 worlds in a night. Got to a boss that was ridiculously annoying, and that was that. I just never played the game again. So I never actually finished it. But boy, did I hate the way that game controlled and the way that game played. It just felt terrible. And that was pretty much, that was just the end of me in Sonic 4 Episode 1. And I thought, if they make another one, it's gonna be terrible again. I'm not even gonna look at it. And why don't I go get that since I don't have it? Yeah. So I saw the trailers for this coming out, and I thought this actually looks kinda good. It doesn't actually look like the worst thing in the world. And, lo and behold, I was fortunately correct. And this isn't a terrible Sonic game. This is actually, in my opinion, a okay one. It obviously has its faults and stuff. There are a few things that are annoying, but for the most part, this game is good. Not the best thing under the sun, but good. Definitely playable, and not annoying because of, weird physics or, animations or anything like that. So I like it. Improvements, because that's really the whole reason for this. It's all about the improvements. I obviously have no special stage ring because I have all the emeralds. Yeah. Improvements from episode 1. Basically, the biggest improvement is the physics. The way that Sonic felt in episode 1, the way he controlled, was terrible. He felt really floaty, and the speed was just terrible. There was no speed. Startup, when you first start moving, your walk animation is absolutely atrocious. We're just gonna go to special stage 1, show that off, because I could talk and play this one most likely. Should be easy enough. So yeah, the physics greatly improved. It feels more or less normal. It's not up to par with the classic Sonic stages in Sonic Generations, which is unfortunate, because why can't you match that? You've already done it, so there's no real excuse. You can't say because it's in HD, because Sonic Generations was in HD last time I checked. But hey, these things happen. At least it controls more than well enough to play. Speaking of playing, that is another thing that is improved. The stages and the stage design, in my opinion, have been vastly improved. Episode 1, the stage design was not only very linear, but evolved a lot around bottomless pits, and that was it. It felt a little bit lazy, like they were too lazy to fully design the stage, so they was just like, well, bottomless pits. How about that? We could put a floor here, but we'll just put bottomless pits. That's easier for us. That's how a lot of the stages felt. In addition to that, I felt the enemy placement in episode 1 was also very punishing for no reason. Again, because of the bottomless pits, I felt like they put like a spring somewhere. The spring would launch you into an enemy, and then that would be it. You'd hit the enemy, you'd be stunned, you'd fall into a bottomless pit and die. And that was obviously not cool. I did not like that. Reobtained the teal looking emerald. Cool. And yeah, that's another thing. The special stages. The special stage in episode 1 were very boring. This special stage is obviously the same special stage design from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a good game, a great game, a lot of people's favorite Sonic game. It's good, but it's not one of my favorites, to be honest. I like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I think that's my favorite of the classic 2D Sonic games. In terms of 3D Sonic games, I'd say probably Sonic Advance, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, not the Dreamcast version. I feel like that game just did it all right. And then my second would obviously have to be Generations, because it's just, I feel like it's the best of both worlds. And here you're gonna see me do a terrible job on Special Stage 7, because I'm going to fail. I haven't played this stage in a while, so I don't remember it. And you can't beat this stage unless you memorize every nook and cranny, which is my only complaint about the special stages in this game. They are fun, but they do require a lot of memorization when you get to special stage like 6 and 7. But fortunately, if you pause at any time, you can hit retry and instantly start over from the beginning of the special stage, so you don't have to replay an entire stage and get all 50 rings again and beat it, and you don't have to do any of that. So that's fortunate, but it also is kind of a downside, because at that point you're pretty much just playing the same stage for an hour straight, like I did with this, and it kinda mentally breaks your mind, and you just get very stressed and very angry at the game. This part a lot of people complained about, because they complained they want you to do that, but they never actually required you to do that in any other special stage, which is true, but I had no problem with it. I saw it. I knew the boost button existed. Apparently some people didn't, and that was a complaint they had. Now we go to the hardest part of the stage, which is the last home stretch, and in order to actually get enough rings to pass, you have to do all of these get all the ring things perfectly. Not all of them, but damn well most of them. And the first two are easy, but everything after that is kind of hard for me. And I missed a ring, so I don't get my bonus. And I boosted incorrectly, so I don't get my bonus there either. I still need 30 rings to pass. And team double, and I need to somehow get the 3 rings here. And I did not, so I failed. But if I hit retry, I can instantly retry the stage with no problems. We're not gonna do that. Yeah, so another problem with this game are the bosses. The bosses themselves aren't the problem. The bosses are unique. The bosses are fun compared to Sonic Episode 1, or sorry, Sonic 4 Episode 1. The bosses were pretty much boring rehashes of old bosses. These are new, and the main problem is, if we go to the very first boss, you'll see exactly what I mean. The start up for the boss fight itself is actually really painful. So, you know, you got your typical like run to the Eggman, you know, fight or whatever. which is, you know, all fine and dandy. Hit that, whoop-de-doo. More rings. Alright. Now, I can't move. I can't press any buttons. I have to sit here and watch this. Alright, Dr. Eggman, alright, you flew away. Alright. And I do some more walking. More walking. And I have enough rings to turn supersonic. That's pretty funny. Cool. So yeah, alright, the totems pop up. It's some boss related to the totems. Alright, that sounds familiar. Okay, then these things pop out of the ground. That's interesting. Oh, Eggman. Oh, no, I can't fight. Oh, giant plant. Nope, that's still in the background. Okay. Now what? Okay, you destroyed that. That's good. What else is happening? Alright, now you're shaking. You yell, but you're still in the background. And now the boss fight actually starts. Supersonic. So yeah. Supersonic, like, you know, like all the Supersonics in the classic games, in my opinion, it still controls very slippery, but I feel like, in my opinion, Supersonic feels like Supersonic. He's very fast, he jumps very high, you feel like when you get used to it, I think it's perfectly fine. If you actually do a team attack with Tails, your Supersonic mode will end. Which is obviously not something that you would expect. So as you see, I'm no longer supersonic because this game doesn't tell you that, and they don't need to. But if you don't start flying up the tails, I really don't know if you can actually hurt the boss anymore, because you obviously can't hit him from behind, or sorry, from underneath him. So yeah, alright, we'll just skip that now. You don't need to see me, you know, finish fighting the first boss of the game. Now that's the main problem with the bosses in general or the startup. My problem lies with this boss, Metal Sonic, who, yes, I actually haven't beaten despite having Super Sonic. The reason that I have troubles with this boss is because of his attack patterns. Now, like, you'll see it, he has, to the best of my knowledge, 3 phases. First off, he comes in on this rocket, so I just have to sit here and wait for that to happen, and now the fight starts. And here we go. Boom, hit him once, go to the background, wait a little while, jump over him. Sometimes he comes at you from the background, sometimes he doesn't. It's not really any kind of, you know, pattern to it. Now with Supersonic though, home attack, alright. And yeah, you will still get hit and flinched if he hits you while he's in that invincible state, even if you're supersonic, which, you know, you're supersonic, so it's not like it hurts you. Springs are coming up right now. After this spring, alright. And time to catch back up to him and hit him again. Boom. Alright, so far it seems fine, right? Now he's going into a second part. He's going to throw down these pillars. And the pillars are going to have holes in them. You have to basically jump through the hole or just avoid the pillar altogether if possible. So, alright, there's a hole in the middle. Alright, there's no hole, I just have to jump over that little thing, that's fine. And then this, you have to jump over the entire thing. I'm Supersonic, and I technically didn't even make that jump. How is that jump supposed to be made? I don't fully understand. Easy to get over, but again, you have to wait, and you have to also be able to, like, stick by him so that when this is all said and done, you can hit him. And when you hit him a few more times, he'll go into his last thing, which is this. Without any true warning, he just starts destroying the floor. And the first few times you see that, it's going to catch you off guard, because you're moving so fast, you don't exactly have the ability to react, and you're gonna fall, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna have to start from scratch, and that's not fun. But that was the first time I actually survived his onslaught of destroying the stage, so that was good. And I can't move, and now I can't. I have no idea what he's gonna be doing though. Apparently he's spazzing out. Hit him, and he's dead. And with that, I not only beat him, but beat him as Supersonic, which helps towards my achievement for beating all the bosses with Supersonic. Yay! we are waiting. Alright, there we go. So yeah, Sonic and Tails defeated the boss. Woohoo! And again, another extra life. So it's like, I don't really know if you can play through a stage and not get an extra life. Now we're in Oil Desert, and I beat the first stage already to get my 7th emerald. But Oil Desert is actually a pretty difficult stage. There's a zone. The first stage was kind of annoying at first, but once I got the hang of it, it wasn't too bad. For the sake of doing it pretty fast, I'll just play through the first act, and we'll cut this video off because this is getting a little bit long. But I want to just make sure I put something on my channel so that it's not dying. Now over here on this stage we have some gimmicks with the way the wind blows you and it's a sandstorm. That's cool. That's interesting. I like it. It's different. My problem with this stage is these enemies, because if you try and home and attack them at the wrong time when they're making their bomb, that happens. I killed him, but he also hit me with that bomb, and thus I lost all my rings. But other than that, the stage is pretty well designed. I like the stage. That was my fault completely. And somehow I hit that guy even though his bomb was pretty much completely made. So there's a little bit of inconsistency for you there. We'll wait there for a second. Oh god, that was close. Almost went out too early. And that was completely my fault. I can't blame anything on that. Springy, and speed shoes, and apparently Tails just died somewhere. One thing I haven't mentioned is, since Tails is in this game, Tails is obviously, able to be controlled by a second player. But in this game, the way they handle it is way different than, well, not way different, but different than in the older games. Because in the older games, Tails just pretty much had to keep up with Sonic. That was it. In this game, Tails can press the A button and pretty much just teleport to wherever Sonic is. If you're playing like true co-op, like online or whatever, then you and your teammate can actually like summon each other to your location. So if your teammate goes too far back, you can like summon him to your location, say stop running ahead, which can be very annoying if your teammate doesn't want you doing that. And I can see that causing problems. The boss in this stage, which I obviously haven't gotten up to yet, involves flying a plane, and that becomes very difficult because it requires teamwork, and if you're playing with somebody random and you're not talking, there's no teamwork. This right here is the hard part of the stage. You actually have to not get hit by those spikes. You have to fly across this giant open gap and then make it to the next point. Now the reason this is difficult is because I haven't experienced it yet, but a lot of people have. Tails flying can sometimes be very unreliable. And if you press the fly button like once or twice, he'll get tired, and sometimes you can press it like up to 6 times and he'll never get tired. If you hit those enemies, you instantly die, which is a bit of a douchebag level design, but at the same time, when you get used to it, you shouldn't be getting hit by them, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. Let's just try this again and this time not die. And fly, don't get hit. Alright. I got it and I'm dead. Do I keep the red star ring if I die? I honestly have no idea. We're gonna find out right now. Hopefully I don't die before making it back up to the star ring. That'd be embarrassing. But luckily for me, I already beat this stage and I already have Supersonic, so I don't need to prove anything. Alright. Let's see. And I totally goofed that up like an idiot. This has already been going on for 20 minutes almost. So let's just make this the last run. Live or die, the video will end either when I die or when the stage ends. I did that really low, and because of that I died. So yeah, that is a relatively quick 20-minute look at Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2. If you do own Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1, you probably might want to get this game on the same console, because if you do, you get something called Episode Metal, which is actually, you're able to play with Metal Sonic in what I believe are Sonic 4 Episode 1 stages. And there's a bit of like story there, you know, explaining some of the like continuity with Metal Sonic's continued existence in the series and stuff. And Sonic is rushing me because this video is too long, and Tails wants to just go to sleep because it's kind of late in the night. So wrap this video up here, guys. Thanks for watching, and comment, let me know what you want to see on my channel in the future. And if you haven't already, check out my new channel if you're into BlazBlue content. It's Crisis Edge 92, and well, Tails and Sonic just went to sleep, so I guess I'll go do the same, and I'll probably upload this tomorrow morning. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.